Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. The Witchy Goth here, hope you're doing well. Today's video, misogyny and its everyday expressions. Kate Mann explores misogyny and its impacts. This article is from the 4th of October 2024 and has been reviewed by Monica Vilhauer, PhD. Historically, misogyny, derived from the Greek word misogyna, was defined simply as hatred towards women. But many a misogynist might decry such a definition, pointing to the love they have for their spouse or their mother or their grandmother. And this is proof that they love the women in their lives. Kate Mann has a new take on the concept, defining it in terms of control and punishment of women who dare to challenge male dominance. And I agree with that. When I'm online and I find men telling me that I'm wrong and they're right, they are trying to control and punish me because I am calling them out. And they are showing their misogyny. They are showing their misogynist traits. Any man who tries to do that without any sort of intellectual discourse, without any, actual research behind them, is more than likely a misogynist. In the field of psychology, misogyny traditionally has been studied as an individual emotion, but now there is a movement toward thinking about and researching misogyny as effective practice. What sort of practices? In her book Down Girl, Mann discusses social systems or environments, namely patriarchal ones, that reward women who reinforce or toe the line of the status quo of male dominance and punish those who don't. What does male dominance look like? Seeking to return women to second-class citizens, and some are saying the quiet part out loud. In 2024, nominee for governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson, stated to a room full of women voters, "I absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote." We fought hard for our votes. We fought hard to gain equality with men. We still aren't there. And when things like this are said, this is proof that we are not there. This is proof that we still need to keep fighting, because some men will try and take it away from us like that. Mann theorizes that misogyny is often a response to the anxiety that some persons may experience in the wake of social progress and a wish for a return to the good old days. I can see that, because a lot of the conversations I have with women who are women of a certain age, mostly boomers, not all boomers, think that their mothers were happy. Their mothers may have been happy, but probably weren't, because they were probably doing everything they could just to stay alive. And by staying alive, I mean not just by feeding the family and looking after the family and the home, but also avoiding that fist of their spouse. Dalton Clodfelter, host of The Right Dissident, does not mince words when he says or yells, "A woman's place is in the home," and that women have no business working outside of it or running for office or even expressing their political voice through their vote. So how do misogynistic males and some females punish women who do not know their place? And yes, I say some females, because these are women who have been brainwashed into believing that this is how they should be. If they choose to do that, that's fine. But why are they forcing others to do that? We need to ask ourselves these questions. We need to, because we're going to end up like The Handmaid's Tale if we don't. Have you been on the platform formerly known as Twitter or Instagram lately? Hostile, often degrading attacks against well-known female celebrities like Taylor Swift or law experts such as Dr. Barbara McCabe are disturbing and shocking, but also unsurprising when you look at the sources of the misogynistic epithets. It's harrowing and hair-raising when you first read these unpleasant, toxic attacks, but one can also become numb or desensitized to the standard operating procedure of persons, often male, who feel threatened by smart, talented women posting and interacting in the public sphere. Here's an example. In September 2024, Elon Musk promised via a tweet to give Taylor Swift a child immediately after she endorsed a candidate for president. Many men in power, Musk, who owns the platform and has explicitly and repeatedly endorsed a different candidate for president, who is now president, and or who feel their dominant status is threatened. Swift has 95 million followers on X and 284 million on Instagram and is therefore a powerful social influencer. Feel comfortable with saying just about anything to women publicly and privately, but especially to women seen as one, breaking new ground. For example, Swift precipitated 500,000 visits to the voter registration since site vote.gov, and 2, violating the status quo. For example, being a self-made billionaire, pursuing a successful career, and being a highly popular unmarried cat lady. Expressions of misogyny are all too common, and in Psychology of Women Quarterly, Haynes et al. 2016 found that the individual beliefs, attitudes, and values that fuel gender stereotypes and derogatory comments have not dissipated over the decades. Further, Fauna 2023 pointed out the ways in which misogyny sabotages clinical practice and research in psychiatry and psychology. Expressed misogyny also negatively impacts women's mental and physical health and promotes hostility and disrespect toward women in the spaces where it occurs. And it does. These things really do affect women's mental and physical health. I did a live stream called This Is a Man's World. And in that live stream, I stated that women are responsible for contraception, and we shouldn't be. Why should we be? But we, as the woman, are responsible for making sure that contraception happens. Wouldn't it be easier, just saying, for men to have a vasectomy, and then when they're ready to have children, to have that reversed, because it is a reversible operation, instead of a woman having to take the contraceptive pill or a coil or the injection, and her hormones go all over the place and her entire system is out of sync. And if she's been taking the pill, the contraceptive, for many, many years, it may turn out that she may not be able to have a child, and it could cause ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, breast cancer, and so on. But no, women have to be the ones to be responsible for it, because if you leave it up to a man, they probably wouldn't. How many of us as women have experienced a man slipping off the protection that they are wearing during intercourse without us even knowing and without asking or telling us? Quite a large amount, I would imagine. Comments on platforms are so malicious and appalling that, as a therapist, I recommend regular mental health breaks from social media to clients and colleagues. I agree. I completely agree. The litany of hatred towards women online who dare to speak against men, who dare to stand up for themselves, is horrendous. Some women who are in the limelight and fighting for women at the forefront receive far more hatred than I do. And these things lean towards death threats. unalivings, and so many other despicable, hateful things that they could do to a woman. This is why women choose the bear, because we don't know who the good men are. We see them online, we see what they say, and most of them are disgusting. A sign of progress would be if women on X or Instagram were able to state facts and express opinions without being attacked in vile, unsophisticated ways. In other words you would have found scrawled on the wall of a bathroom stall in the 1970s. Electing a woman to the highest office in the land would be another indicator we are evolving and learning to move away from entrenched misogyny as defined by man. Are we at a point where a candidate who passes fact checks with ease, possesses relevant job experience and exhibits calm and poise can be voted into office regardless of biological sex? Time will tell. Unfortunately, time did tell, and no. The convicted felon got into office. The misogynistic, convicted rapist. How do we stand a chance? If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you next time. Blessed be.